lessons present in your syllabus. Students, in your syllabus, mainly 6 lessons are there, particularly in biology part. So first, very important lesson, that is crop production and management. Second one, microorganisms, friends and foe. Third one, conservation of plants and animals. Fourth one, reproduction in animals. Fifth one, reaching the age of adolescence. And last one, pollution of air and water. Students, first very important lesson, that is crop production and management. In crop production and management, you have to know about production of crops and also management of that irrigation system, and also you have to know about fertilizers, in that chemical fertilizers and biofertilizers, and also the importance methods of irrigation systems. Some other informations are there. In second lesson, that is microorganisms, you have to know about complete explanation about microorganisms, both the useful microorganisms and also harmful microorganisms, and also their importance, and also you have to know about some diseases and all. Similarly, third lesson, that is conservation of plants and animals. In conservation of plants and animals, you have to know how to conserve that particular plants and also animals, like that. Similarly, in fourth lesson, that is reproduction in animals. So in reproduction in animals, you have to know about how actually reproduction takes place in animals, like that. In that, both you have to know about both asexual reproduction and also sexual reproduction and all. Similarly, fifth one, reaching the age of adolescence. In reaching the age of adolescence, you have to know about puberty, hormones, sex hormones, and also their importance, male sexual characteristics, female sexual characteristics, some other informations also there. Similarly, last lesson, that is pollution of air and water. So this is very simple lesson. So this lesson completely about that pollution, particularly about air and water pollution. Students, before knowing about first lesson, that is crop production and management, we recall what we learned in last year or previous year. So what we learned in 7th standard, just we recall some of the basic questions are the bridge codes. The first very important question, that is what is biology. So biology, bio is nothing but that is life or living. Logy is nothing but that is study. Biology is a branch of science and deals with the study of life and living organisms. So this is the picture of living thing. That living thing or living organism, that include plants, animals, and microorganisms, together call them as living organisms. Study of these living organisms are commonly called as that very important branch of science, that is what we called as biology. Next, coming to next question, that is microorganisms. What are microorganisms? Micro is nothing but that is very small or minute. Organisms means that is living thing. So microorganisms are the organisms, and also we are not possible to see those organisms through our naked eyes. So we cannot see those organisms through naked eyes. How to see the particular type of organisms? By using of very important instrument, that is what we called as microscope. Through microscope, we can see the particular type of organisms. Such organisms are commonly called as microorganisms. Example for microorganisms, they are bacteria, yeast, amoeba, some other organisms also there. So this is the picture of that microorganisms here. Bacteria is there, fungi is there, yeah, protozoa is there, and also algae also there. So these are the examples for microorganisms. Coming to next question, that is cell. What is cell, like that? Cell is a basic structural and functional unit of living organisms. Why we are calling that cell is a basic structural and functional unit of living organisms, like that? So this is the structure of that cell, and also that contains many parts are there, many cell organelles are there, that is living substances are there. So why we are calling that cell as a basic structural and functional unit of living organisms? Because all life processes or cellular activities or metabolic activities takes place inside the particular cell. Because of that reason, we are calling the cell is a basic structural and functional unit of all living organisms. I told you life processes or all metabolic activities takes place inside the particular cell. So what are metabolic activities like that? Example for metabolic activities or life processes are uh, growth, nutrition, digestion, circulation, reproduction, excretion. Some other activities takes place inside the particular cell only. So that type of that very important processes, those processes are commonly called as life processes. Because of that reason, we are calling the cell is a basic structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Coming to next question, that is what is digestion like that? So digestion already told you. So digestion is one of the very important life process takes place in our body. So digestion is a process of breaking down of complex food materials into simplest forms. Digestion is a process of breaking down of complex food materials into simplest forms. That process, that is what we called as digestion. So this is the picture of human digestive system. That human digestive system, that very important. In future you have to know about how actually digestion takes place in our body. That is complete explanation about human digestive system. Usually that human digestive system that includes alimentary canal. That alimentary canal that includes, that starts with that mouth, pharynx, larynx, esophagus, stomach, large intestine, small intestine, finally anus. So in future you have to know about human digestive system. Next, coming to autotrophs. What are autotrophs like that? Auto is nothing but that is self. So that particular type of organisms prepare their own food. Those organisms are commonly called as autotrophs. Autotrophs are the organisms, and also those organisms prepare their own food. So such organisms are commonly called as autotrophs. Example for autotrophs, green plants. So this is the picture of the green plants. Usually the green plants prepare their own food. So green plants, what's the color of the particular leaf? Green, because of the presence of what? Chlorophyll pigment. Because of the chlorophyll pigment, so the particular type of organism prepare their own food by the process that is what we called as photosynthesis. I will tell you later what is photosynthesis like that. Coming to heterotrophs. What are heterotrophs? Heterotrophs are are opposite to the particular autotrophs. Autotrophs means the prepare their own food. Heterotrophs means that type of organisms depends on other organisms for food. Organisms depends on other organisms or plants for food. Such organisms are commonly called as heterotrophs. Example for heterotrophs, human being, tiger, lion. This is the picture of heterotrophs. So this particular type of organisms eat other organism. This organism that depends on other organism for food. Such organisms are commonly called as heterotrophs. Coming to next question, what is respiration like that? So respiration is the breathing also there. So respiration is completely different from breathing and vice versa. What is breathing like that? Breathing is nothing but that is exchange of gases. Example, breathing in animals, intake of oxygen and also liberation of carbon dioxide. In case of plants, intake of carbon dioxide and liberation of oxygen molecules. So that is breathing. What is respiration like that? So respiration also a one of the very important life process takes place in our body, in which that glucose on reaching the cells and reacts with that oxygen to liberate that energy. So that is what we called as respiration. Usually that respiration takes place in the particular cells. We eat the particular food that is in the form of that glucose. Later the glucose that reaches the particular each and every cells present in our body. So that cells that always that receive that oxygen molecules uh, from the particular blood for breaking down of the particular glucose molecules like that. So finally the glucose that reaching the particular cells already that contains that oxygen molecules. So that in cells the glucose reacts with that oxygen molecules. Finally we will get what? Energy and all. So finally that cells that utilizes that energy for the cellular activities. Students, this is the picture of that human respiratory system. So that contains many parts are there. Nasal cavity is there, pharynx is there, larynx is there, bronchioles, right lung is there, left lung is there, bronchi, alveoli, diaphragm, many of trachea also there, many structures are there, many parts are there in human respiratory system. In future we have to know about complete explanation about human respiratory system, how actual respiration takes place in our body like that. Next, coming to what is photosynthesis. Photo is nothing but that is light. Synthesis is nothing but that is preparation. Photosynthesis is nothing but that is the process of preparation of food by using of light, that is sunlight, water, carbon dioxide in addition to them, so by the help of that chlorophyll. So that process that is what we called as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process of preparation of food by using of sunlight, water, carbon dioxide and chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a green colored pigment present in the particular leaves of that all plants. So usually that chlorophyll that traps solar energy and also they take part in the preparation of food. So this is the picture of how photosynthesis takes place in the particular plants. Next, coming to some of the organisms like herbivores, carnivores and also omnivores like that. So herbivores means herbs is nothing but that is plants. So plant eating animals are commonly called as herbivores. Animals that feed on plants directly. So such organisms or animals are commonly called as herbivores. So example for herbivores, cow, sheep. So this is the picture of that herbivores. So this particular type of animals eat plants directly. So yeah, cow is there, elephant is there, giraffe is there, so that zebra also there, some other animals also there. So these animals or organisms are commonly called as herbivores because these particular type of organisms feed on plants directly. Similarly, carnivores also there. Carnivores means so some of the organisms or animals feed on other animals, not feed on the particular plants. So always feed on that other animals. Such organisms are commonly called as carnivores. Example for carnivores, so they are, that is tiger is there, lion is there. So these particular type of organisms are commonly called as carnivores. Similarly, omnivores also there. Omnivores means so some of the organisms feed on both plant and animal products, feed on both plants and animal products. Such organisms are commonly called as omnivores. Example for omnivores, cat, dog, some other organisms also there. So this is the picture of that omnivores. Here human being is there, dog is there, pig is there, fish is there, some other organisms also there. So these organisms are commonly called as omnivores, so that feed on both plant and also animal products. So students, these are all about some of the basic informations about that biology and also some of the basic questions and also answer for that. Next class you have to start first very important lesson, so that is crop production and management. Thank you so much.